There is more at play than just aesthetics when deciding on the paint scheme for a naval battleship. Gray has been the universal norm for naval vessels due to strategic and practical concerns. The Navy's use of gray paint has a deep history and has adapted over time to accommodate the varied requirements of the service. So, why are these warships painted gray? Is it just a coincidence, or is there a deeper meaning behind this choice of color? Let's find out. Painting Navy warships gray is a tradition that began in the early 20th century. Before this, ships in the Navy came in a rainbow of color, from white to black to bright crimson. With the development of modern naval warfare, it became vital to discover a color that would serve as both an efficient camouflage and a color that would be still visible after long periods of time spent at sea. The evolution of the naval paint job scheme. Historically, there's been a great deal of variety in exterior paint jobs. During the late 19th century up to World War II, several different color combinations were popular. In the early 20th century, the United States Navy was known as the Great White Fleet, a reference to its striking white color scheme. During World War I, dazzle camouflage was widely used. It made it hard to use range-finding devices, but radar invention made it useless. The Naval Research Laboratory of the United States Navy started researching and testing low-visibility camouflage for ships in 1935. Some of the measures were meant to trick people, like painting a false bow wave to make it look like the ship was always going fast. Attempts of making cruisers resemble destroyers were discontinued after causing station-keeping confusion among ships operating in formation. The paint schemes included light gray, haze gray, ocean gray, and black. During World War II, the U.S. Navy adopted a common paint scheme of haze gray since it was determined to give reasonable protection in most environments. After the war, ocean gray was also widely used as a standard color. Submarines still employ black, but destroyers no longer do because it was discovered that even in the darkest of nights, black ships remain more visible than their gray counterparts. Navy warships, best hidden than visible. Camouflage is a significant factor in the decision to paint Navy warships gray. Gray ships are less noticeable than colorful ones because they blend into the horizon at greater distances. As a result, the ship is less likely to be spotted by the enemy. In today's naval combat, where far-ranging ship detection is possible thanks to sophisticated sensors and radar, this is more vital than ever. Navy warships are less likely to be picked up by such systems if painted a stealthy shade of gray. Light gray can make it difficult to notice a military vessel near the horizon, even on the sunniest day, which you get less of at sea than you might think. If the weather is gloomy or foggy, it will be even more difficult to spot a ship. In an age where many ship designs look the same, a uniform gray may delay a ship from being positively identified, even if it can be observed at long ranges visually. Difficult to locate on sonar, gray color absorbs sound waves. Navy warships are typically painted gray to reduce their visibility to enemy submarines. Submarines rely on sonar to detect and follow ships at sea, and a ship with a lot of reflective surfaces can help the sub locate and track it more easily. Painting a ship gray reduces its ability to reflect sound waves, making it more difficult for submarines to identify it. Simple to apply, easy to maintain. Gray paint also provides a lot of practical benefits for naval warships. It is easy to apply on the surface and does not fade easily. Additionally, gray is a neutral color that hides dirt and rust better than others. As a result, it's less of a hassle to keep the ship looking good and running well. As an added bonus, gray paint is more resistant to the corrosive effects of salt water, so the ship's exterior will retain its original look for a longer time. Another benefit of painting Navy warships gray is that they stand out well against white waves. When the ship's outline is clearly visible, sailors have an easier time keeping their bearings in choppy waters. Ships that spend a lot of time at sea need to be able to maneuver safely and efficiently in all weather. The use of gray paint on Navy warships has become a tradition that is deeply rooted in naval history. While different navies may use somewhat different shades of gray, the same principles always apply. The color gray was chosen for these ships because it serves as a good camouflage, is resistant to fading, and represents the professionalism and discipline of the sailors that serve on board. It's also interesting to note that gray is only universal from the side view. The upper decks vary a lot. The decks of Russian ships are typically painted green or crimson. U.S. ships use a darker gray called deck gray. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content. Until next time, this is Fleet Files signing off. See you in the next video.